coach. Coach is rushing.
But the next opening night, the boys featuring the Rams of Dickinson and the Ravens. At the moment, all next year to the length of our national Here are the next starting lineup. First for the Rams, number 25. Number 1, Tyler Thompson. Number 2, Justin Ellison. Number 3, Mike Terry. Number 5, Brandon. And now for the red team. Number
Guys, gotta find a seat.
Number 4, Bayonne. Number 10, Number 23, the Black. And number 13, Noah Shaw.
Well, good evening and welcome back to HCST Athletics. Hoops are back here in Hudson County, and what better place to start than here at Bayonne, the same exact place where we began our live coverage of Hudson County basketball last season. Great day to celebrate today. My name is Manny Pereira. Next to me is Ethan Silvera, and we'll be with you guys tonight as we cover this Hudson County showdown between the Dickinson Rams and the Bayonne Bees. How excited are you for tonight, Ethan?
I'm super excited to be here tonight. This is going to be a great game, a rematch of last year's state. I believe it was a quarterfinal, and it's going to be a very competitive match. Both teams having stuff to prove after falling short in states and counties and having a great summer league. It should be a very good match.
So as Ethan said, these teams last played each other in the state playoffs. It was actually the first round at Dickinson, and a lot has changed then, especially with this Dickinson squad who went 19-8 last season, 11-3 in the HCIAL. Still led by head coach Sean Drennan, who had a wonderful season last year. But look at all the people they lost. Bobby Green, who was a senior last year, 11.3 points per game. Marquise Isley Monroe, 15.8 points per game. Jeremy Polanco, who is not here anymore as well, 11.8 points per game. And Tomas Monteiro, who averaged 8.7 points per game. A ton of buckets that got to get replaced during this season, and Coach Drennan is tasked with that. He's got a young team, but he's also got two big returning players. One of them actually not playing tonight. That's Boubacar Diop, who averaged 6.1 points per game and 9 boards, along with 2.6 blocks. And there it is as Bayonne gets started with the scoring. That's Nazario off the glass. And then the talk of the town for Dickinson, who we didn't get to just yet, Zaire Henry, who last season averaged 6.3 points and 6.3 rebounds a game, comes in this year after a stellar AAU season where he averaged 20 and 10 during the summer. And if you follow the Dickinson Rams on Instagram, you'll see some ferocious dunks during the preseason scrimmages. Jalen Sims on the pull-up, not able to get it to fall. And there's Henry, who almost gets the ball taken away, but he gets it right back. And it'll be a charging foul. That one goes against Hobson. Hobson, who's a senior this season, but hasn't been able to get much experience under his belt due to the very senior-heavy team from last year. Definitely someone with a lot of talent. That's Shaw. Over to Sims on the wing. Bounce pass to Nazario. Nazario with the left hand. It's way off. And Henry trying to push the ball up court, almost loses it. Ellison goes up and gets denied at the rim. Dave Coburn, the sophomore. Here comes Sims the other way. And he also gets hit hard, but it'll be a foul. And Jalen Sims looks to earn his points at the free throw line. Foul goes against Hobson. Speaking to Dickinson before this game, and was told that McCord would definitely be one of those primary ball handlers for this Dickinson Rams squad. Already a substitution as Hobson steps out after the foul. It'll be Devon Holly, the sophomore, who comes in. So Sims looking to go 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Does not do that. That one just strong. And there's Zaire Henry. Long pass. Swings it over to the corner. That one is short. Shaw gets the rebound. Hands it over to Sims. Sims over to Coburn on the outlet pass. Coburn with the left hand. Not enough on it. Dickinson going the other way. Ryan Terry hands it over to Holly. Henry gets an open look from 3. That one just a bit too strong. So Noah Shaw collects the rebound. Shaw, who's a senior, coming off a wonderful season. Actually played most of the games last year, but was injured. And speaking of injuries, the injury bug definitely got to this Bayonne Bees squad last year. Shaw got bit towards the end of the year, and he was playing a little bit hobbled against this Rams squad in the state playoffs. Long 3. That one is good. Tyree Wood lets it fly from the corner, and all of a sudden the Bees are up 4. Shaw last season averaged 15 with 2 and 4, and is obviously a wonderful defender as well. And there's Wood. That one is smoked. Missed opportunity there for the Bees. And Terry not able to stay in bounds there. Jalen Sims only played 12 games last year due to injury. Averaged 9, 5, and 5. That pass down low. That one to Wood and one. Tyree Wood, who head coach Ben Gamble was speaking very highly of when we spoke to him earlier in the week before this game. Said he improved a lot. Already see him making an impact in this game. Another thing Coach Gamble spoke about was the depth of this team. Got a lot of guys that are returning, a lot of young guys returning who already have experience. Keep in mind, this Bayonne team went into Hoboken last year in the county quarterfinals, had the last shot down 1, and almost went to the county semi. And there's Dickinson as they put some points on the board, only down 4 now. It's a big three-pointer from Ellison, who's also making his Rams debut tonight. Coburn, 3 from the wing. That one in and out. Rebound Body. Ford gets it over to Henry. Down low, Holly swings it over, and that one is no good. Lands. Body not able to get 3 on the board there. Sims swings it over to Nazario. Nazario, that one short. A lot of fast-paced basketball here. These teams wasting no time on offense. And there's Henry up and under. That one not able to go. And Holly trying to clean it up. Gets fouled hard. Over halfway into this first quarter. It's been hard to catch a breath here. Had a few fouls, but it's definitely been some high-flying offense here. Very fast pace with both of these teams. Holly gets the first free throw to go. Here, Dickinson, know you have the size advantage here. Would obviously prefer to have Boubacar Diop, and that would definitely emphasize the size advantage for them. Diop, who's out with a knee injury, expected to be back by the end of the calendar year. And Sims isn't able to get that one to go. He gets fouled. If you're Dickinson, you probably would rather play a little slower and get the ball down low to Henry or Holly, one of those bigs. That'll be probably the most consistent way of finding offense with these inexperienced guards. Already saw Ellison make a long-range shot, and you've seen a ton of confidence from these Rams guards on the road, coming into a place where it's not easy to play. First game of the year. They don't seem phased at all. Speaking of someone who's never phased, that's Noah Shaw at the line. See there, behind Shaw in the stands is Marquise Isley Monroe, who's having a stellar season at Caldwell so far in his first year, averaging a little bit over 5 points per game, playing every night in his freshman campaign. He can't help out the Rams anymore, though. Shaw goes 1 of 2 from the line. McCord getting guarded tightly by Sims, who's pressing him the whole way. McCord going left, hands it over to Body. Body in the corner. That one too strong. Noah Shaw does a great job of getting past Rivera there, boxing him out and securing a rebound. Wood to Shaw. Shaw three-pointer. Bottom. Noah Shaw gets fired up. The crowd erupts. And Bayonne up 6 now. Lance Body getting pressed by Wood. And that one is a turnover from Dickinson. Coach Drennan wants a foul there, and there's no doubt that Wood was probably getting a little handsy there. But that's a style of defense that Bayonne likes to play. Want to force the referees to blow the whistle. That aggressiveness is what Coach Gamble instills in them. And that's why they always put up quality basketball pretty much every season. St. Anthony's product, Coach Gamble. Even through all the injuries last year, Bayonne still won 14-13 and 7-7 in HCIAL play. As Afro mentioned, almost made it to a county semifinal. Ellison almost loses it there, almost turns it over, and Henry slams it down. My goodness, get out of the way. Zaire Henry showing off the athleticism that everyone keeps talking about during this preseason, and Dickinson gets some momentum back.
The Hudson County Ghost catches another body.
Got out of my seat there. A ferocious throwdown from Zaire Henry. His team's still down 4. Shaw, long three from the B. That one a little bit off towards the right, and Henry almost gets stripped by Sims. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Dickinson ball. McCord gets the inbound. Almost loses his footing there. And Sims still guarding him tightly and aggressively. And there they do blow the whistle. And Drennan puts his arms up in the air and says, thank you.
Last time out, it was a straight battle in between Noah Shaw and Zaire Henry. Last time in the states playoffs, Noah Shaw had 20 points. But then on the other hand, Zaire Henry had 15 points and 10 rebounds.
And there's a turnover. Here comes Shaw. He's got numbers. Coburn spins, puts it up with the right hand. Wonderful move by Dave Coburn in transition to keep his composure and secure the bucket. Ryan Terry now trying to respond. Dickinson wants to make this a 2-possession game before the end of the quarter, but Terry smothered by 2 Bs. Excuse me, that was McCord for Dickinson. Substitution being made. Yuri Rivera checks in. McCord will step out. You see in the frame, RC Pictures, who we have collaborated with. He's here in attendance. There's Shaw from the wing. Noah Shaw makes another 3-ball. And the Bees up 9 now. Into the game now for Bayonne is Carmelo Eisler, who has definitely grown since we last saw him. That's the first thing I thought of. Good young point guard who played some quality minutes last year, especially in place of Jalen Sims when he was injured. Gets his first minutes of this young season. Henry being guarded by Shelby, and that's a charging foul. Shelby draws the charge, and with 31 seconds left, the Bees have a chance to go up double digits before the end of the quarter. Heads up play by Chris Shelby, and now Coburn checks out of the game. Shelby does as well. Francis Tolan in for the Bees, along with Tyree Wood. Eisler to Wood. Wood loses the ball. Henry with a timely steal there. Henry to Body. Body thought about a 3. Instead, he pushes, drives baseline. That one battered in the air over to Henry. Henry driving in. And that's another charging foul. There's Noah Shaw. Someone who's drawn a ton of fouls throughout his career, has been playing a lot of minutes since his sophomore season. And that was what he was especially known for as a young player. then obviously developed more and more offensively, but he hasn't shied away from his roots. Here's Sims. 4 seconds left. Bayonne trying to get the last shot here. Gives it a shot. Shot from the wing. That one too strong. Eisler almost cleans it up on the second chance. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play here between the Bayonne Bees and the Dickinson Rams. The Bees 18 and the Rams 9. We'll be right back after a short break. We're back after a short break. Through one quarter of play, Bayonne has definitely erupted offensively, especially in the end of that first quarter. Noah Shaw with a couple of threes. Saw them have some success at the free throw line as well. Definitely getting there. And then what really stole all the momentum for Bayonne was a couple of charges drawn on the defensive end. And that's what kind of separated distance here. Here comes the Dickinson Rams as McCord receives the inbound. Trying to get some rhythm offensively here. Definitely shown flashes. There's Ellison, who made a three-pointer in the first quarter. That one over to Hobson. Hobson up and under. Isn't able to get it to fall. Rebound Tolan. Now Sims coming the other way. Wood. Pass down low to Tolan. Tolan reverses. Kisses it off the glass with the right hand. 20-9 is the score now. Bees up 11. Ellison. Henry. Looks like a blocking foul. Gamble thought Henry walked there on that possession. Probably would have made a decent case for that. At least from what I saw here. McCord, the point guard, charged with the inbound. Ellison guarded by the sophomore Eisler. Ellison, floater, off the glass and good. Tough finish there. Down low, Ellison shows no fear. Pulls the Rams back within 9. Wood in the corner to Eisler. Eisler drives baseline, swings it, tries to swing it over to Shaw. Rams got a hand on it, but went out of bounds. See there behind the Dickinson bench, Bobby Green also in attendance. Averaged over 11 points per game last year. Had a wonderful career for Dickinson. Noah Shaw, a highly contested shot. Off the back rim. Terry. Guarded by Shaw. Swings it to McCord. McCord drives baseline, tries to pass it to Hobson, who was cutting down low. Instead, the Bees get a transition bucket after forcing a turnover. Noah Shaw gets 2 points. McCord. Spins. Long pass to Hobson. Hobson. Walk. It's been tough for Dickinson, especially when it comes to shot creating, which is something that they were not used to struggling with last year, with guys like Green and Polanco, who are stellar scorers off the dribble. It seems like these young guards are having trouble finding a rhythm in that aspect, at least in this first game of the year. Nazario, wide open look. That one no good. Coburn gets the offensive board. Another offensive rebound for Bayonne. For shot there. Ends up being collected by the Rams. Here comes McCord. McCord to Rivera. Rivera. Pump fake. Back out to Hobson. Swings it over to Terry. Terry spins. And great defense here from Bayonne. McCord gets fouled. Almost had an and one opportunity there. Instead, he'll settle for 2 shots at the line. Again, this Bayonne defense just making everything hard for this Dickinson Rams squad. First shot does not fall. This Bayonne crowd getting rowdy with the help of a few football players who are coming off the best season for this Bayonne high school program in about 20 years. McCord coming up the floor. Ellison, pull-up jumper, gets denied. Nazario almost saves it from going out of bounds. Another example of the tumultuous hustle from this Bayonne squad all game, especially defensively. Zaire Henry back in this ball game, guarded by Nazario. Gets stripped after getting doubled as he tried to split a few defenders there. Bees are paying a lot of attention to him. Already see the help there. Coburn and Shaw trying to help Nazario bounce past the McCord. And this zone defense for Bayonne has been excellent. It's about a kind of a zone, at least with that help, especially with those help defenders coming up to meet Henry, and help Nazario against Henry. It's worked wonders far. Coburn, the shot. Shaw in the corner. Bottoms again and one. Why not? 4-point play chance coming up here for Noah Shaw. That three-pointer ripped right through the net. Shaw on his way towards having a huge game to begin his senior season. Definitely a lot of excitement around this Bayonne team, and he's a big reason why. First free throw, the only free throw is good, and that's a 4-point play for Noah Shaw. Bayonne now up 15. The Rams only have 1 field goal in this quarter, and Coburn collects the steal, and that one is no good with the right hand. And another pass battered by Wood. Holly gets it right back. Henry doing it all by himself, at least tried to, but either way, was a charging foul on the way towards the rim.
Foul number 25, Henry, his third.
Those are 3 charging fouls already drawn by this Bayonne squad. We're not even done in this first half. Henry will check out. Shaw hones in on the high pass. Swings it in the corner to Coburn. Coburn now is good. Dave Coburn with a 3-point shot from the corner. And he's someone who could definitely score the basketball. Average 12 points per game, along with 5 rebounds as a freshman. Someone who spent a lot of time in those Bob Hurley camps at Explore. Bob Hurley was actually sitting right behind the Bayonne bench, watching one of his products, having a wonderful game and a wonderful start to his high school career. There's Nazario. Kisses it off the glass. Easy bucket off the inbound, and Bayonne really running away with this one. Timeout the Rams.
30 seconds.
With most of Dickinson's starting players and big names graduating last year, and Diop injured, and Zaire Henry getting into some early foul trouble, we'll see who starts to emerge to try to carry the torch for Dickinson.
Definitely coming into the season, a lot of expectation around Diop and Henry to do just that. Both juniors, along with a lot of young guards on this squad. Really, it's a tough task for those young guards who have little to no experience playing basketball or playing in situations like this on the road in a rivalry game. It's a tough ask with Diop out and all the attention being centered around Henry. This Bayonne squad has really been forcing anyone else to beat them. One thing you are happy with if you're a Dickinson fan is the way that Ellison has looked throughout this game. Definitely as the season goes on and this Dickinson team gets healthier and these guards get more comfortable, he's someone that will look to have a big season and be part of what could still be a good year for this Dickinson squad. You see some talent for sure. There's Body. He's one of those talent players. Makes a long three. Eisler to Coburn. Coburn back to Eisler. Carmelo Eisler and Dave Coburn. That's a Bayonne backcourt that you're going to see for years. Both sophomores. Mid-range shot goes in and out. Wood gets the offensive board, and Eisler charged with a walk there. Got caught taking one too many steps. And he'll come right out for Jalen Sims, who checks back in. Torrey, long three from the B. Nothing but net. For Ansumani Torrey. Back-to-back three-pointers for this Dickinson squad. Nazario trying to answer back, not able to do so. No foul called. Torrey picks up his dribble. Not the wisest decision there, but they get away with it. Terry, no-look pass to Holly. Holly gets stuffed at the rim twice. Nazario getting another block there, and he's been a beast protecting the rim all game. Dickinson stays with the ball, and an offensive foul. There's Nazario again. Being a pest on defense, making things happen. And another offensive foul for Dickinson. Again, that just goes to show the lack of experience with a lot of these players. And that's really what's been the difference for Bayonne in this game, is forcing turnovers in that fashion. Dickinson gets a call right back, an offensive foul against Noah Shaw. Try to shorten the discrepancy in that area just a little bit. 14-point game, 2 minutes left at the half. Terry inbounding, bounce pass to Ellison, who almost loses it, gets it back, body, three-pointer, gets blocked by Shaw. Shaw off to the races. Here he comes, steps towards the side of Terry, not able to get that bucket in transition. And a hard foul as Wood meets us here at the booth. And Torrey takes a hard foul. He'll catch his breath and stand right back up. Seems to be okay. Really hard collision. Not sure if we got it here. We did. Definitely saw someone flying around with our camera. Dickinson now in the bonus after that foul. Wood will stay in this ball game. Torrey makes the first free throw. Opportunity to get his fifth point of the night here with his second opportunity at the stripe. Not able to fall. Shaw secures the rebound. 13-point game, 31-18 is your score. Shelby back to Wood. Wood out to Coburn. Coburn to Shaw. Foul could have been called there. Refs chose to not blow the whistle. Shelby to Coburn. Bayonne taking their time here. Pass not deflected on the attempt. Sims pull up mid-range, way short. It'll go the other way. Rams ball. Dickinson with an opportunity here to get some points on the board. Maybe make this a single-digit deficit before the end of the half. Torrey charging in. Ellison not able to get it to fall as he hung in the air there for a little while. Little over-aggressiveness there by Dickinson as they can't convert on the 2-on-1. Lands body. 2-on-2. Pull-up three-pointer. Little bit strong. Rebound McCord. Body not afraid to let it fly. Goes up, and that is a blocking foul. Should be on the attempt. We'll see if they let him go to the line. They will. Definitely was on the attempt. Definitely a lot to like with this kid, who's been ultra aggressive offensively. Seen him take a few three-pointers. Not afraid to pull the trigger. And then there goes downhill, goes up strong, draws a foul. Now Body will try to earn his points at the line.
He came in from JV from last season and had a great summer season. He even earned himself the team MVP honor.
Goes 0 for 2 from the line here. That'll go the way of the Bees after a loose ball. They actually played in another summer league as well, this Dickinson team, the JV Bayside Summer League in Jersey City. They won that, and the MVP was Devin Holly, who we've already seen in action today. Timeout called by Coach Gamble. It's been a thrilling first half thus far. Dickinson trying to claw their way back. We'll take a little bit of a break here. The score is 31-18 in favor of the Bees. We'll be back after the timeout. Bees stay on offense here after the timeout. Coburn, Shelby, and Shelby goes up strong, gets a tough finish. Easy possession there for Bayonne right after the timeout, just how Gamble drew it up. 20 seconds left. Torrey getting smothered, and a timeout is called by head coach Sean Drennan.
Last season in the States matchup, we saw Dickinson struggle with hitting their free throws that they were getting a lot of. But then in this game tonight, we see them committing a lot of offensive fouls, which got Zaire Henry into some trouble, and now he's going to be sitting on the bench for a while since he's in some foul trouble.
Yeah, has barely played the second quarter because of that foul trouble. And that's something you don't want to see. You saw him grow with a little bit of frustration as the game went on, which is something that Bayonne wants, obviously, is they have aimed to really smother him each time that he touches the ball. You know that he's going to want to get his down low. When you make that difficult, a lot of players get frustrated and can be prone to fouling, which is exactly what has happened here. Best way to counter that is with some excellent guard play from the Rams. And Ellison, who had a nice first quarter, hasn't done much in this second. Nazario forces the turnover and then gets blocked on the other end. Watch out for the pom-poms and the Stanley Cups from the cheerleader. Eight seconds to go. Men's body checks back in. The cord will check out. Bees up 15. Want to take the last shot of the half here. Nazario gets the three-pointer to fall. Clock is winding down, and that's the end of the first half. Bayonne with double the amount of points of the Dickinson Rams. They lead 36-18. What a first half from this Bees squad on both ends of the floor, and it shows in the score.
Bad enough that the Rams are missing Diop for this game, but now because of the foul trouble I mentioned earlier, it seems like they're also missing Henry for a lot of it.
No doubt about it, and they've struggled offensively. 9 points in each quarter from the Rams as they find themselves in a hole. That's the end of the first half. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with coverage of the second half of this Hudson County showdown between the Bayonne Bees and the Dickinson Rams. Don't go anywhere. We're back at the start of this second half as Bayonne will start on offense here. They lead 36-18. A lot of scoring in the first half, but most of it definitely came from the Bees.
At the end of the second half, we saw Dickinson gain some momentum with a couple three-pointers and a couple made free throws, but then we saw Nazario snatch that back with a three-pointer at the end.
Leading scorer for Bayonne is Noah Shaw, who tried to get the party started again with that attempt. 13 in the first 2 quarters of play. Right behind him was Nazario, who had 7. And Dickinson, only one player with more than 3 points, and that's Justice Ellison, who had 5. Henry wasn't able to do much, and where most of their struggles have come is from the free throw line. Dickinson, 2 for 8 from the charity stripe. Definitely not a recipe for success as an underdog on the road. That's the last thing you want, is to miss opportunities at the line and make fouls like that. So many offensive fouls in the first half. And there's another one there on the illegal screen against the Rams. Coburn thought about a three-pointer, passes it to Sims. Sims from the wing, it's short. Shaw gets the rebound and gets the second chance points. Noah Shaw, points 14 and 15 there. After the offensive board, cleans it up on the second attempt. Hobson been awfully quiet after getting a bucket in the very genesis of this game. Hasn't done much. And there's Body, who had a three-pointer in the first half, not able to get that one to fall. Sims over to Wood. Wood passes it back to Sims. Bayonne kind of got into no man's land there. Sims tells Wood, just put that one up next time, please. Bayonne up 20. Nazario. So Wood. Free throw line jump shot. A little bit short. McCord splits 2 defenders and gets fouled on his way towards the basket. Coach Campbell not happy there with his team's transition defense. Take a look at some of the other games going around in the HCIAL today. Memorial is playing against North Bergen tonight in what is a rivalry game over on the north side of Hudson County. Union City not playing today. Hoboken will go against those Bruins 2 days from now. That shot falls. 2 for 2 from the line after tons of struggles in the first half. Dickinson starting perfect from the line in the second half. There's Wood, who gets denied on the way in. Coburn not able to get that one to fall. Ball is loose, and Coburn gets it right back. Thinks about a three-pointer. Bounce back to Shaw. Shaw floater, a little bit short. Rebound secured by Body this time. He'll hurry up the floor. Pass to Ellison in transition. Three-pointer. That one no good. And a hard foul. We've seen a few collisions today so far. There's another one between Shaw and McCord.
McCord.
See a few substitutions. Sims passing to Woods. Again, both of these teams playing very physical. Obviously, both very well coached. You could just tell this Bayonne squad has got a little bit more seasoning. Coburn not able to get that one to fall. Nazario goes untouched. Just a careless effort on the glass there for Dickinson. Fortunate that that ball went out of bounds. That'll be a foul against Sims.
His third.
Drennan has been begging for those calls all game long. Bayonne not afraid, again, as we mentioned earlier, not afraid to be aggressive on the perimeter and even behind the half-court line. They like to make their presence felt defensively. Pull-up three from Terry. That would no good. He seemed a little bit surprised at how open he was. Wasn't able to convert the shot into 3 points. Wood with the right hand. Off the glass and good. Tyree Wood puts the Bees back up 20. McCord takes his time and it'll be a walk, not a foul. Foul is not called. Whistle's blown for a traveling violation.
The Bees getting a little revenge here against the Rams after the last time they beat them was in 2023, losing to them 3 times last year. But now looks like they're getting their get-backs with being up 20 points in the third.
There's no doubt about it. And Gamble said that this team really wanted to get that sour taste out of their mouths after losing on the road to Dickinson in the state playoff. And Coburn goes untouched on his way to the rim. And you hate to say it, but with 4 minutes left in this third quarter, Dickinson really putting up a poor effort, both defensively and on the glass. Don't want to say they've given up just yet. Again, a young team giving very free points to this Bayonne squad. Zaire Henry gets fouled and 1 3-point on the board for Henry and a chance at a 4-point play. So Henry, who hadn't scored apart from that dunk earlier, makes another highlight play after getting fouled on the 3-point shot, 6 it nonetheless, and here's his chance at 4 points. There it is, 4-point play for Zaire Henry. Pulls Dickinson back within 18. Now you want maybe 4 more 4-point plays.
Yeah, that'll definitely help out the
Will be
Rams
a business here for Dickinson. Eisler, no look past the Shaw. What a beautiful feed from Carmelo Eisler, who gets the assist there. McCord gets past Nazario, tries to do it all by himself on the attempt, and Henry able to clean it up with a second chance bucket. Timeout called. Dickinson elects to take a breather here and talk some things over. A little bit of an eventful third quarter thus far as the Rams look to maintain a little bit of a rhythm offensively. We'll be right back as soon as these teams come out of their timeouts. 44-26 is the score. Bayonne leads with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third quarter. We're back after the timeout. Bayonne Looking to keep the lead safe, up 18, and Dickinson elects to go with a press here. And it'll be a foul against the Rams. And now a tech against the JV coach for Dickinson. Really didn't do much. It looked like a tech. Yeah, technical foul against Dickinson. All he did was just have his eyes wide open at the referee. I guess it was a little bit too much. Definitely made a face. Didn't say any words. But referee was not having it, and a few free points now for Bayonne. Both teams in the bonus now. Shaw goes 2 for 2.
Noah Shaw just 1 point away from his total last time out against Dickinson. He's on the way to have a crazy game.
Coburn will inbound. Gives it over to Eisler. Eisler had a decent game thus far. Goes behind the back, passes it in the corner to Wood. Wood goes up with the right hand and a friendly bounce. Gets him 2 points, 48-26 now. As Wood makes a nice move there after the pass from Eisler. Dory to McCord. McCord to Ellison on the other end. And Ellison goes up. Another charging foul. As Eisler draws it this time. And we've lost count of charges drawn by this Bayonne squad. It's been a plethora, to say the least. Eisler. And this Bayonne team, who looks stellar thus far, has definitely checked every box. And speaking of checking boxes, Noah Shaw gets over the 20-point mark. 22 now for him after that three-pointer. But as I was about to say, Bayonne has really looked impressive throughout this game. Definitely one of the better teams in the county, at least based on what we've seen so far. That'll be a goaltend. 2 points will count for Eisler. Hobson to Lansbade. 53-26 now. Turnover is almost forced by Wood.
Wood.
Ellison will go to the line. Trying to put together a solid game here on the personal side for him. Doesn't get that free throw to fall. So again, Dickinson struggles in the free throw department. Continue after Ellison goes 1 for 2 there. Shelby to Coburn. Dickinson still playing very aggressive defensively, and Noah Shaw tells them to quiet down. as he makes another three-pointer, and he is sizzling from three. Lands body, tries to answer back. Shelby gets the rebound. Coburn to Shaw. Shaw again in the corner. Bottom! Noah Shaw! With another bob from beyond the arc. As the football players erupt after another three from the Bayonne Reaper. (59-27). And right now, everyone here on the home side is having a blast. Discussion between Gamble and one of the referees. We'll see what it's about. As both teams will take this opportunity to huddle up. Short-lived, though. Bade will go back to the free throw line. Bade makes the second attempt. Now Eisler on the 2-on-1 over to Coburn, and Henry gets there and collects another block, but this time Coburn completely unattended. Zaire Henry not there to reject that one, as he gets 2 more points added to his total. Bade, three-pointer, open look. It's good. Third quarter winding down. Less than 30 seconds to go. Full court press from Dickinson. Bayonne slicing right through it. And a foul against Ellison. So Shelby will go to the line. Keep in mind, both teams in the bonus. That one is no good. For Shelby, who played a lot of big minutes last season. Now looking to be of great impact this year. The Bayonne team that has a lot more expectations than they did a year ago, especially with the health that they have now. Zaire Henry wanted another 4-point play there. Instead, he'll settle for 3 chances at the free throw line. Henry gets the first one to fall. Makes his first 2. Now looking to go 3 for 3 here.
Noah Shaw coming back in, having 28 points, having just 5 less than Dickinson's team total. Monster game for him tonight.
No doubt about it. Henry still trying to fill up the stat sheet in what's left of this game, especially after a foul-riddled first half. 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bayonne might take a shot here, not after Coburn loses the ball, and Campbell a little frustrated with the butterfingers from Coburn there. Either that or the pass. That was a little bit off the mark. 2 seconds left. Ellison pulls up a three from the B. That one way off to the right. And that's the end of the third quarter. Bayonne up 27. It's been all B's as they lead by a score of 61-34. We have 8 minutes left of basketball when we come back for the fourth quarter here on HCST Athletics. Don't go anywhere. Here at the beginning of this fourth quarter of play, it's been all B's thus far. And Dickinson running out of time to at least crawl in closer. Zaire Henry, who's did everything he can in that third quarter, tried to start things off with a three-pointer there, wasn't able to get it to fall. Sims now for the B's. Pump fake gets stripped by Henry. Henry gets fouled on the way in. Sims arguing he had the ball. Going to be a tough sell with the size mismatch there.
Dickinson are certainly going to give this Miracle their best possible shot after being outmatched pretty much everywhere on the court.
And that pass to Chris Shelby, who plays for the Bees, is then recovered by Torrey, who tries to pull up mid-range. Doesn't get it to fall. Tolan gives it to Shelby in transition, and with the left hand, he secures the 2 points. McCord now coming the other way. Torrey back to McCord, who's wide open. Down low, completely left alone. Gets those 2 points right back. Shelby now goes up with the right hand and is able to get an offensive rebound. Then he gets stripped by Henry. Henry, who's so strong down low. Doesn't give up on the play there. Almost gets the ball right back, and then Tolan was there to meet him and keep the ball for the Bees. It'll be Eisler on the inbound. Bounce pass, battered, recovered by Shelby. Shelby goes up and lost the ball there, but got fouled. Almost had an and one, but couldn't keep full possession of the basketball. Instead, he'll try to get his points via the free throw line. First free throw is no good. Shelby's second attempt is no good. He goes 0 for 2 on his trip to the line. McCord in the corner to Torrey. Open look. Bottoms. 63-39 now. And that outlet pass finds Shaw. Shaw supposedly stepped out of bounds. Couldn't really see from here. He's not necessarily disputing it. A lot of that might have to do with the score that's on the board. Court to Ellis in the corner to Henry. Henry drives baseline, goes up with the right hand, and draws a foul. Henry's first free throw. No good, goes in and out. Second shot from the stripe is no good. That one's short. McCord gets an offensive rebound. Back to Holland. Holland, who's only a sophomore, keep in mind. Makes another trip to the line. Had a few noteworthy plays in the first quarter. And hasn't been able to do much else after that. Shot no good. Second attempt from Holland. That one also short. Eisler dishes it to Wood. Back to Eisler. Eisler going right. No look pass to Nazario. And Nazario loses it. Torrey now with 2 black jerseys ahead of him. He is called for a traveling violation. Dickinson won't play another HCIAL opponent until the new year, Saturday, January 1st. They'll go up against Union City. The last time they played them in February, they absolutely blew them out of the water. 70-42 was the score. This Union City squad, who doesn't see Bayonne until January 20th, is probably one of those teams that you have circled, or many people have circled in that bubble for a shot at a semifinal appearance and a trip to High-Tech High School. They lost Alan Gomez, whom they're likely going to miss, but they replaced him with Byron Vanterpool, who many people at Dickinson might be familiar with because Byron was at Memorial High School last year, and he hit a close buzzer-beating shot in the Tigers' den to secure an upset victory over Dickinson in what was probably the most surprising result of the season last year in HCIAL play. And he now dons navy blue and silver. And obviously, you still have Fernando Badillo, Zach Mohammed, Anderson Salcedo, a few guys who return, and Pavlin, the senior, who's most likely going to be their starting center this year. Played a lot of minutes last year. A lot of quality minutes for Coach Morano. So we'll see how good this Union City squad is on January 3rd against Dickinson. And Diop will likely be back for the Rams by the time they play that game. That might be a game to circle Lil Nazario gets some second chance points. And it's been so much fun to be a Bayonne student today. 67-43 is the score. The Bees have just been running away with this one all game long. 4.5 minutes to go. Timeout was called by the Rams. We'll take the opportunity to also take a short break here. We'll be right back when the teams come back out.
Yeah, I can't even lie, bro. I be trying to get out of there. She gonna look at my house. She gonna look at my house. So me that hand her shit up. Trying to be handed and spit it up. Let me see you dance on it. Set straight back hands on it. You know, that would be what the light from the back. I want to see. She got to the back. She go back. Still back to me. I'm sure. Get the jump in the ocean. I'm sweating. Get the go up in the head. I'm flying. Get the go back. Get you skinny. Still back. And girl, I ain't behind. She was switching my brother. I can see it. I ain't trying to my nice bitch. Okay. In fact, you don't know how to talk it back out the problem that I can teach. You need some happy speed. Back on speak. Yeah. With no having it on. Look at the dead. It's all like so. With no having it on. Look at the dead. It's all like so. With no having it on. Look at the dead. It's all like so.
So Dickinson looking to make some noise here towards the end of this game. At least carry a decent amount of momentum before they go home tonight. They'll play Newark Data Science on Monday the 22nd in an independent game. Shaw tries to bounce it over to Coburn. Will look like an easy opportunity in transition. Instead, Dickinson was not having it, and McCord almost gets an and one there. So after this game, definitely seems to be a top-heavy county. North Bergen has a few good young guards. We'll see how they turn out today. The Aiden Rivera, who's now in his senior year, has a ton of experience under his belt. Main concern for them in years past has been size. So we'll see how they do against Memorial, who has a few guys that can get it done down low. We'll keep an eye out for that result, because that may tell a lot about the coming season in HCIAL play. But one thing's for sure, this Bayonne team can probably play with anyone. Tyree Wood is a reason why. See him there on the and one. Looking to reach the 70-point mark here if he's able to complete the three-point play. One team you haven't heard me mention is Hoboken. Obviously one of the better teams last year. A little bit tougher this season. They lost Nick Petruzzelli, Lamir Boxley. Jake Ellis also gone. That big three is no more. Callaway and Nico Esposito, the starting five, is gone for Hoboken. The only returning player who really contributed last season is Isaiah Blanks, who's now a senior. They got a few other young guys. I actually spoke to Nick personally the other day. He told me that they got talent, that's for sure. But we'll see how that translates and what the level of maturity is once they start playing. Someone who I definitely know is mature is Noah Shaw, who hits another three-pointer. It's been three-pointers galore for him. Rivera responds with a three-pointer of his own. The timeout called by head coach Sean Drennan. It's the Noah Shaw party here at Bayonne as he puts his team up big. 23-point game. Another timeout called. We'll be right back. Has now begun once again, and that one goes right out of bounds towards us. Ethan, make sure you're ready there. Terry? Well, it was not an inbound. I thought they were inbounding it from here. They'll inbound from under the basket. Body finds Holland. Holland back to Body, fading away from the wing, and he can shoot it, folks. Oh, my goodness. This kid definitely has a strap from beyond the arc. Shaw, he'll try another one. That one no good. That's been his spot all game long. He's let so many fly from that corner, and a beautiful bounce pass from Body. Rivera not able to finish it. Coburn. Ball goes off his knee. It'll go the other way. One thing you definitely walk away thinking if you're head coach Sean Drennan on the positive side is the way that Lance Body has played today. He's been confident, excellent, has kept his composure. Doesn't look like the game is too fast. He's made some nice plays all game long. Holland swings it in the corner to Rivera. Rivera pull up mid-range. That one way short after the block. He wanted a foul there. Does not get it. Two minutes to go as we approach the end of this ball game. Sims to Nazario. Nazario out to Shelby. Bayonne taking their time here. They'll dribble as much air out of the ball as they can. But beforehand, Gamble elects to call a timeout.
A lot of bad to talk about from the Rams' perspective, but some of the good to talk about is definitely Lance Body and Justice Ellison. They've both had a good game, also considering they're new to this varsity squad.
Makes you think what they would look like with Diop, who is probably the best player on this team, at least was one of the starters last year, the only returning starter from last season, along with Henry, who was the sixth man. But you expect Diop, between him and Henry, to be the best player on this team, and he hasn't played today. Definitely a big reason why they've lost. Not saying that with him they would win, because this Bayonne team definitely looks to be stronger all around. But as we said, it's game one of a long season. Dickinson has so many young guards. You expect them to make mistakes and not be used to a scene like this on the road. And you saw it early on with so many offensive fouls. But as you said, Ethan, Body is someone who, as this game has progressed, has looked better and better. And with the return of Diop and maybe some in-season development from other guards, Dickinson perhaps may be a team that we shouldn't cross off just yet.
Yeah, under the coaching of Coach Drennan, I think they could definitely develop very good and have a pretty good season ahead of them.
And it's a county with a ton of question marks. Really outside of, obviously, St. Peter's Prep and Hudson Catholic. And now maybe Bayonne, who's one of the older teams, or at least one of the teams with more experience. You really don't know what to expect from the rest of the county. I already mentioned Union City should be strong. But after that, it's a bunch of, I don't know. Could be a lot of good. That's for sure. This county has always been filled with tons of talent on the hardwood. Don't really know what to expect from Snyder either, who lost Julian Castro. Has a lot of new faces as well. They were a team that was very solid last season. Bayonne, not in a hurry at all. In fact, they're kind of in a hurry to get home. That's why they haven't taken a shot here. Please keep in mind to follow HCST Athletics on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like this live stream. Doesn't hurt anybody if you're still sticking around here. And also stay tuned for highlights from this game that will be shown on our Instagram page, as well as a post-game interview that we'll try to secure once the clock hits 0, which it just did. Look out for the Bees, everybody. They make a huge statement win against the Dickinson Rams as they acquire some vengeance after losing in the state playoffs last season. Home victory for the Bees, 73-53. Big win for Coach Gamble and his guys.
Yeah, definitely a big win for the Bees and something to look at for the Rams going into this season. Hopefully they could develop, and when they meet later on, if they do they meet, Manny?
Yes, they do.
And when they meet again, it could be a closer game, and hopefully we could be back for that one.
We shall see. The next meeting between these two squads, I'm looking at last year's schedule. So the next meeting between Dickinson and Bayonne will be on January 22nd, a Thursday night. We'll announce the next game that we'll be at very shortly. It'll likely be during next week. For now, though, my name's Manny Pereira, and it was a pleasure to be with you guys tonight here on HCST Athletics. Bayonne secures the victory, 73-53. Stay tuned, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you very soon. Good night, everybody.